Hey y'all, and welcome to my summer book haul. Over the past couple of months, I've bought an outrageous number of books, and I am here to show them all to you now so you can enjoy my shame. I have so many. They're here stacked in front of me, quite tall. And I think because there are so many, I might have to be a little more rapid fire through these than normal and not give so much background, but we'll see. We'll see what we can do about it. And let's jump right in. First off, I did a little solo shopping in Barnes & Noble, and something I've been looking for is Face Off by Chelsea Curto. These are the new covers, I think the traditional published covers. And I found book 1, and then more recently I found book 2. So these are something like I've never read any Chelsea Curto. They are a hockey romance series, and I have a feeling I'm gonna like them. So I did pick up the first 2 books. Looking forward to these. On that same trip, I picked up A Curious Beginning. This is something that was recommended to me at a book club, and it sounded interesting to me. It is in London, 1887. We have a female main character who is a lepidopterist, and she, I think, gets wrapped up into some sort of murder mystery or plot to like take her out. So it sounded really interesting to me, and I put it on my list, and while I was out shopping, I went to my list and they had it, so I grabbed it. This is book 1. I find the cover to be very interesting and compelling all on its own. And so this is the first in a series. It's the Veronica Speedwell series. Veronica Speedwell is our main character, and she likes butterflies. I'm just excited to get started on this. I have actually started book 1, and I just think it'll be a series that I really fall in love with. Again, from that same trip, I did a bit of damage, and I picked up Lost in Space by Rebecca Thorn. This is book 1 in a new series by her, and it's a sci-fi, more like sci-fi than fantasy. She is the author of those Tea and Tomes books that I read. I think I read all of them last year, and I absolutely loved them. I liked her writing. I found them interesting and like fun adventures, but also funny and heartwarming. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this one has in store, and the cover again is just like quite cute. This is about main character Torian, who buys this starship. It's like an alien starship. It's all covered in moss, and they think they're doing, you know, the right thing to finally be free, but it turns out the moss is like a sentient alien presence. I don't know. That's about all I know about it. It sounds cute. I think it'll be quite the adventure. Now, I also picked this up, and I thought I was picking up the first book in the first trilogy of this world, this farcier, it's like Fitz chivalry farcier world, because I want to go on my Robin Hobb journey, and I thought this was going to be it, but I was wrong. This is the first book in the final trilogy of the whole world. So then I felt quite silly, and on a follow-up trip to Barnes & Noble, I did actually pick up the correct one, which is Assassin's Apprentice. This is the first book in the first series. This world is kind of composed of, I think, 4 or 5 trilogies. One might have 4 books, not 3, but I think everything else is kind of a trilogy, and all of the books live in this world, and they're just broken up into these little chunks. I'm not 100% sure, but I want to start my journey, so here we are with Assassin's Apprentice, and I guess we'll fill in the rest at some point after we see how this one goes. All I know really about these is that they're epic fantasies set all in the same world, and I think our main character is the bastard son of a prince or something like that, and there's just going to be like a lot of epic adventures and probably really great characters. I'm just excited to start. You might start to see a theme here. I've been feeling the epic fantasies lately, and this is a trilogy that has been recommended to me so many times. This had been on my list. It really was on my list. I knew that the next time I saw it, I was just gonna buy all 3 of them, and I did. This is the Bloodsworn series. I trust the recommendations I've gotten. Everything I've seen about these has been amazing, and I'm just obsessed with the covers. They feel like very vintage fantasy to me. Look how big that dragon is. That's unreal. I am kind of a sucker for the wolf one. That's wild too. It's a very big wolf. And then finally we have another dragon. Again, not super familiar with the plot, but they are epic fantasies. I don't know, but I'm probably gonna love it. So At Target, I picked up The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy in paperback. This is new. I liked the hardcovers, but the paperback to me is just next level. I'm gonna take all the stickers off. But we also have sprayed edges, which is not the most important thing to me. I just find this quite beautiful. And this is a book that I started last year, and then I had to soft DNF because I wasn't in the headspace. I couldn't fall into it. I liked it, but I couldn't get immersed as I needed to. And I remember in the beginning, there was like a lot of information coming at me. It was right before Christmas, and I just couldn't deal, but I knew I would come back to it. And now that the paperback has come out, I feel like, I've said this before, I feel like when I buy the book, it becomes a more permanent TBR fix of, yes, I wanted to read it before, but now it's like, I can prioritize it, if that makes sense. So there's that one. One more moment for the cover. I just think it's lovely, and I'm very excited to read this. I know this is about like a villain and a healer, and the villain guy has some incurable disease, illness, curse, and he has to work with our healer woman to fix it. And then there's also like a larger blight on the community at large, I think, if I'm remembering that correctly. So there's also a new one. I think book 2 just came out in the past month or two, so the story does keep going. This is a duplicate that my mom had, and so she just gave it to me, and it's The Way I Hate Him by Meghan Quinn. I think it is part, if not part of a series, part of a world. It lives in a world with other maybe standalones, romantic, contemporary romance. I don't know. I've no knowledge anything about this book at all. I went to pick her up one day. She had it in her hand. She plopped it in my backseat and said, "That's for you." So here we are. Next is a book I've been circling for ages and ages, and it is Heretical Fishing. This is book 1. It's a series. I'm not sure how many there are. It's absolutely massive. And I believe this is kind of lit RPG style, but cozy. So not so Dungeon Crawler Carl, more like Animal Crossing maybe. I don't know, I've never played that game, but they talk about fishing a lot and playing with cozy creatures. And so I'm kind of assuming, based on the very limited knowledge I have of Animal Crossing, that maybe this is like that. Our main character doesn't want to be bothered with being a hero or the immense power that he could come into in this new world where the system has broken, and I guess sort of everything is up for grabs for whoever wants to take it. He doesn't have that ambition. He just wants to be left alone and fish and pet cozy animals. Honestly sounds like a little dream of a book, but make it massive. I did eventually find more of the Emma M. Lyons books, so I have books 3 and 4 here. I very much enjoyed books 1 and 2. Emma is an orphan who's come into her inheritance, but finds it's been squandered by her evil cousin, and she has to make do with what she's got. I love these books. I think they're so much fun, so I can't wait to continue my little Emma M. Lyons journey. There are currently, I think, 8 books out. Lots to enjoy. If these are books that you've read and you liked, there's so much to keep going, and I hope she never stops writing them because they are absolutely hilarious and just so much fun, light, bright, and entertaining. Not really my typical TBR book or like book to haul, but I did pre-order The Shell Seeker because I'm obsessed with seashells, and this is something that caught my interest. So the front also has like this little spinner wheel. You can see different shells, and it'll give you their name and, you know, how big they can get. And again, not something I would add to my TBR because it's just something that I would pick up and read. Oh, I love A Shark's Eye. I would love to find A Shark's Eye. This is honestly just more of a reference book that I would enjoy in my free time, or if I had something specific that I wanted to look into. Super, super fun, very pretty, and I do like the little spinning wheel concept on the front. Now, I'm fresh back from a trip to Boston, and I know last year I went to 2 bookshops while I was there. I had plans to go to a third, and I didn't make it. I was so tired. I ended up working really late on the Friday night that I was there when I had plans to go a little farther out to a used bookstore, and I felt like I missed the opportunity. So this year, boy, did I make up for it. I went to 6 bookstores in just under 48 hours, I believe. Yeah, I hit a lot of bookstores. I had that Uber app on fire. I did go out again the first night with Michelle and Jeanette, who are two of my coworkers, and we had an absolute blast. We went to Trident Bookshop and we went to Parkside Bookshop. I only ended up getting something in Trident. It is Isabella Nagg and the Pot of Basil. I've actually already finished it because I finished it right after we got home and I loved it. I had a very good time with this book. It's a little fever dreamish and a little bit like, what the hell is going on? But I loved it. I thought it was really great. There's also a second book and I kept seeing it when I was in shops and I thought, I wonder if that goes with this one. It does. It's a book 2. I didn't realize this was a series, but the copy I got does say Household Grammar Book 1. So book 2 is out. I can't remember what it's called. It is The Devil and Miss Gooch. She was actually a character in this book. It was very interesting, a very wild ride, not quite like anything else I've ever read before. And in the intro, the author says that he wrote this for his sisters when they asked him for a story, and you can tell that this is just some off-the-wall stuff that somebody came up with on a whim and then maybe tidied up and polished. It was very fun. Isabella Nagg is in an unhappy marriage. Her husband is kind of a lump, and she discovers that she has some magical ability when one day he brings home a spell book instead of payment for their mandrake leaves. And yeah, she just comes into her magic and things go a little awry, things go a little haywire. It was very fun. I really enjoyed this and I'm very much looking forward to book 2, so I'm gonna see if my local library has a copy of it. Here is the bookmark from Trident. This is a pretty cool place. They also had like a cafe almost upstairs and a bar downstairs. They had tons of tchotchkes, like tons of tchotchkes. Okay, it was at least half tchotchkes, I would say, and stickers and doodads and whatnots and stickers. Did I mention stickers? So I got this one because I love dachshunds. And then this one's a little bit crude, so apologies, but I'm obsessed with these little tinned fish that are becoming so popular. And I just thought this was really funny. So sorry if that's a little crude for you, but I thought it was so adorable and I had to have it. I did also pick up a print in there for my mom and a sticker somewhere else for her. So I think I'm just gonna put those here for now, anything that I picked up for her. And because I don't have it anymore. But I love that print. I wish I had looked for more because honestly, the more I look at it, the more obsessed I am with it, but I'll be back in Boston soon and we'll look for more prints. Somewhere else that I went with a coworker was to Commonwealth Books. This is a used and like antiquarian bookstore. They specialize in rare books as well. So I did get something there, and this is their little bookmark, or I don't know, slip that they put in with all of their books. It's a perfect bookmark for the book I got, which is Robinson Crusoe. I was obsessed. I just saw this on the shelf, right? This was a very cool shop and it's down this odd little alley. It was kind of magical just getting there, honestly. And like I said, they specialize in rare books and just also used books. So everything is kind of mixed in. You have contemporary, you have older volumes like this. Like this is just so beautiful to me. And I love the end pages in it. This was printed in 1979 and there's some really cool artwork in here as well in color, which I think is really so nice. I'm gonna see if I can find another one. Val and I were very intrigued by this one. So I just think this will be lovely. I've actually never read Robinson Crusoe, so here's my moment. And I have a beautiful, like very vintage, unique copy, and that's just gonna look like a rock star on the shelf. From there, I broke away and went to Brookline Booksellers. Is that right? Brookline Booksellers, I believe so. And after finishing Wildwood, I really wanted to get the rest of the Wildwood books. So I found Under Wildwood here. This is the only one they had. This is book 2. Very grateful. Very cool cover. Love it. And I'm so happy to continue my journey on these. They are so chunky and I love them. These also have some of those color plates in them. So let's see if we can find one that's not also a spoiler, because that would stink. But I ate this up. I absolutely loved the first book. I found a black and white one. Oh, here we go. This is so good. This is so good. Look at that wolf. How cool is that? So I'm very thrilled to continue on with the series in book 2. In Brookline, they also had a used book section. I didn't find anything in there, but It was very cool. They have a bookseller underneath in the lower level. This was also a store with a lot of tchotchkes and doodads and like apparel and homewares and stationery. It was really cool. I could have been in there for days, and it's definitely a shop that I'm going to want to go back to. So also in there, I picked up The Story of Birds. This says a new history from their dinosaur origins to the present. I'm not familiar with the author. I don't think I'd ever seen this title before and was not aware of this book, but as soon as I picked it up, I felt like I had to have it. The cover is awesome. Like, look at this raptor, and then that maybe possibly is also a raptor, but more of a modern one, cardinals. Like, it just looked right up my street. I'm always looking for a good, compelling nonfiction, and I think this will fit the bill. Something Michelle recommended and that then Jeanette and I were hunting for was Buffalo Hunter, and they actually had it in Brookline. I think this is new, the paperback with sprayed edges. Not so sure that the sprayed edges were necessary on it, but again, I haven't read it yet, so maybe I'll be super happy about it. But this is a horror, and she highly recommended it. It is about Native Americans and the buffalo hunters being hunted by the natives. So it sounds interesting. It is a horror. I love a good horror, and I'm hoping this one hits the spot. I did grab a few of their bookmarks while I was in there. They also had these top 100 books. So they had our top 100 of 2026, I'm assuming so far, and then the New York Times 100 most notable books of 2025. So I just thought it would be interesting to look at the list, see what I've read, and then see if there's anything else on there that calls to me. I also grabbed this postcard. I would like to frame it. I think y'all know I love Jaws. I mean, I went to see the 75th anniversary theatrical re-release for my birthday last year as a full adult person. I just love Jaws, and I think this would look really cute framed on my gallery wall here in the office. I also picked up this one because, I mean, it's a lobster, but it's also the American flag, and I thought it might be cute to send to our nieces in the UK as like something cute and very specifically American. So that was Thursday and Friday night. Saturday morning, I got up bright and early because Belmont Books opened at 7 a.m. and I had to squeeze in those 2 more bookstores before Elot arrived, and I did it. I'm very happy about it. I enjoyed Belmont Books a lot. It was very beautiful. They also had like an upstairs section that was all children's books. I did look for the 3rd Wildwood book, but couldn't find it there. Something that did stand out to me, and another book I've been circling, is Girl Like Her by Talia Hibbert. I love Talia's Brown Sisters series, and so I have been looking at this book every time I see it, but something would always hold me back from buying it, and this is one of those moments that I think, yes, there was a reason. So I noticed that there's something sticking out of it, and then when I opened it, I noticed there's also artwork and a signed book plate. So there is art on the inside cover, this little black and white piece. There is her bookmark came with it. This was obviously some kind of pre-order incentive, and they had extras. So it came with this art, which I love. This looks just like the color version of what's already in the book. And then on the back is like a town map. I absolutely love it. And then the piece of paper that was sticking out is a letter from Talia to her readers. And I just thought that was so cute and so sweet. So I read the whole thing, and then I thought, I have to take this. I have to take it. It does say it's a Ravenswood novel. I'm not familiar with that. I'm not sure if this is going to be first book in a new series, but I'm very here for it. It'll be contemporary romance with probably a little bit of burn, a little bit of heartbreak and tough moments, but overall a sweet happily ever after. I was still on the hunt in there for the Wildwood books, and I really want the rest of the Queens of Renthia series by Sarah Beth Durst, but I wasn't able to find it. What I did find is something I haven't heard of, If Books Could Kill. This is about a woman who wishes that she could be in her favorite rom-com author's books, and her wish comes true, but her favorite author is now writing a murder mystery, not a rom-com, so she finds herself at the center of this mystery plot and almost getting by some guy. So she has to team up with this English professor who loves crime novels, and I think they will have a budding romance with this larger plot of like the mystery going on. It just sounded very interesting, and I had never seen it before. They did give me a bookmark. So one side is Belmont Books, and then the other side is Black Bear Cafe. They do have a cafe in there. I didn't pick anything up. I was on a mission, but I could definitely see myself going back there as well. It was a very good one. Opening at 7 a.m. is next level crazy Meg for me, and I love it. I wish all bookstores would open at 7 a.m. I did also see this sweetest angel of a sticker. I love strawberries and I love geese, so I had to have her. This is where I got that little sticker for my mom too that I think I showed earlier. I'm trying my best. I think it came from here as well. And the final stop on my book tour was Beacon Hill Books. We did try to go Thursday night, but they had closed at 5 p.m. for a private event, so that's when we pivoted to Trident and Parkside. But I did make my way back there. They opened at 8 a.m. I actually went to the cafe this time and got a chai and a brownie, and then I perused and I had the best time. My first stop was upstairs to the children's section, which is also where their mini print machine is, but I had to take a peek at the books first, and guess what I found? Book 3 of Wildwood Imperium, and I'm so thrilled. This wraps up the series, I believe. I don't think there are any more besides this. And of course, I'm so excited to have this. Now I can finish out the series, and let's see if we can find one more of those. I just turned right to it. There is one of the color plates. I just love these so much. I think it's going to be really fun. We have a bear down here with hook hands. Who knows? I'm hoping we will get to see the postman again. That would be big for me. In book 2, let's see the postman again. Maybe book 3, he comes back around also. That would be great. All right, I did finally go to the mini print machine, and I brought my quarters this time, but I didn't have as many as I thought, and I wish I had brought more because I really wanted to get a print of the outside of the building, but I did get the Charles River, which is pretty cool. The egg cups, amazing. Something else I pulled was the ice cream cone, which I had actually already gotten when I was here. It's that same like vanilla ice cream cone with the sprinkles. And there were 2 girls who came in while I was doing it. They just came for the mini print machine. So I gave them that since I already had it. And then while I was there, I also got a duplicate of, let's see, Peter Rabbit. So I gave them that one as well. I just think it's such a fun and cool thing to do, and I don't need the duplicates, so giving them away was really fun. And next time I will be armed with way more quarters because I'm getting the outside of that building. One of the girls though who did it, she got the books, and it was really cute too. The final one I pulled is pretty great, pretty perfect for summer also, is the shells. So I'm in love. I think they're amazing. I just have to figure out how I'm gonna display all of these because the obsession is very real. I did finally find book 2 of the Queens of Renthia series. I'm so thrilled. They only had book 2, which is fine, but a completely unexpected surprise also came with this book. So while I was being checked out, the woman behind the counter was looking through it. And I didn't know why. I wasn't really paying that much attention until I saw this. And she said she was checking for it because Sarah Beth Durst had been in there like a few weeks before, and she thought there's no way we can still have any signed copies. And it was the only one of this series, and it was book 2, and it was signed. And I had just missed her. She was in Atlanta the night before I left, and there was just no way that I could make it over to Decatur to see her. And so it felt like a little kismet moment that I got this signed. So when I didn't buy them all, when I saw the first one, when I held out and I waited, that was just, again, like the Talia Hibbert, just another sign that there's a reason to wait. If that little voice is saying like, you don't need it right now, just wait. Here it is. I'm so thrilled, and I can't wait to start book 2. My final book, and probably something that I will regret starting, is The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. And I know that this series is not finished, and I know that there's a lot of pain and heartache surrounding this series not being finished, but I've only heard good things about it. And I think it was Val who said, you've read Game of Thrones, you're familiar with unfinished series and like basically being unsatisfied. So just read it because it's totally worthwhile. This is absolutely massive, but here we are. I think I'm gonna enjoy it. This is another, I think, kind of epic fantasy. Don't really know too much more about it than that, but I'm very excited and a little scared. Oh, I think I got this at Belmont Books, actually. It's a little Ellen Montgomery quote. It's very cute. It's very tiny, and I love it. And then Actually, Beacon Hill Books, I got this magnet. I got one for me and I got one for my mom as well, but it's just the storefront. This is like where the little cafe is, and then you come up these stairs. Oh, I love Beacon Hill Books. That's a place where no matter how many times I go to Boston, I will try and go to Beacon Hill every single time because it's just so worthwhile to go in there. It's a very magical experience. I think by the time you're seeing this, my vlog will be out. So if you want to see those bookstores in person for yourself, please, I implore you, go check it out. I had the best time, the time of my life. Going at 8 a.m. when they open is really the best option because it's empty. The light is coming in the windows just so. All the little window seats are open. It's not crowded. It's not cramped. You can take your time. It's so quiet. You can hear all the creaking floorboards of this old house. Like, it was perfection. It was a dream to be in there. And I cannot recommend that store enough. All right, that's everything. I think I've been talking for close to 45 minutes now, and I tried to be rapid fire about it. So if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you for the next one. Bye.